the last panel, so we are going to give more time to questions.
Hi, quick
Please
question.
introduce yourself quickly and get to the question.
Yeah, my name is Rodrigo. I'm here representing my wife. She's starting her own clothing brand and she couldn't make it today, so I just want to be here for her.
Such a supportive ally, thank you.
Trying to. You were saying that there are so many decisions that go into making your brand sustainable. What advice do you have, or how do you measure sustainability for a small brand? There's so much that goes into it, but you also need to kind of start making progress. So I'm just curious, from a small brand perspective, what should you focus on? How would you measure it in a way that it meets kind of the expectations that you guys would have?
So, my business is a small brand. Well, we're 4 years old. I still feel like a small business. It takes a lot to become anything other. But like I was saying earlier, starting off sustainably is the best way to have a sustainable brand. Because if you're trying to change it later, you're going to start throwing away things, and that alone is not sustainable. But there's so many things, like instead of using a plastic button, use a wood button. Instead of using polyester, if that's what you must, use recycled polyester. Use it from water bottles. Every aspect, there's a way to make it sustainable, and have her talk to ChatGPT because it will give her an option, But have her message. I'm sure any of us here today have feedback if she has questions for us herself too.
And just to add into that, was such a beautiful response. It's intentional choices over the easiest choice sometimes. It's allowing and giving yourself permission to take time to make the right choices versus perhaps the fastest choices, the easiest choices, and then giving yourself the patience to do that. And also understanding it won't be perfect, and that's okay, but it will move things forward.
And I would like to quickly add, when I was looking for a way to measure or like a certificate or something that better defines ethical or sustainable, I couldn't find it. And in the previous panel, like 2 panels ago, we were talking about how certain manufacturers do have certificates that they can acquire, but I don't know how much we have on the brand side. So, similar to like organic or vegan, maybe there are some, but I don't know because the definition of sustainability is so fluid, and similar to definition of fashion or definition of luxury or ethical, like all of these are kind of fluid, and we're all doing our best with defining what it means to us, and then communicating that and working towards getting closer to our vision and values, and then communicating that with our audience and our partners and vendors to make that really come to reality. So I would say just like they said, be kinder to yourself, and as a founder or whoever is trying to make this shift, we are all doing our best, and maybe there is no real perfect answer of what that looks like. And it's changing too. Certain materials are going to become more available, technology is advancing, things like that. So you have to kind of keep yourself updated, keep talking to ChatGPT, and hopefully you will define your own North Star. Thank you.
And talk to your audience too.
Yes.
Right, talk to your community, ask them questions, get them involved, make everyone part of the conversation.
Of course.
So when you're starting a sustainable clothing brand, another thing to look into is just the fact that sometimes sustainable stuff reacts differently, it shrinks differently, so just be prepared to try again until it comes out perfect. Obviously not everything comes out perfect, but it will come out weird the first time until you experiment.
It's some weird is good. You'll be surprised. Anything else? We have time for one more question. I think we have on the third row on the left. Thank you. please reintroduce yourself. You're bringing all the great questions. I love it.
My name is Vision. That's my name. I'm a cousin soul designer from Dallas, but I live here in Los Angeles. My question is, of course, it's two parts. One, what do you believe is going to take to get bigger brands on board and becoming more ethical? Like, what does that look like? Educating them more, or figuring out how they can market it to where it appeals to their audience. And then the second part is, what will it take to give emerging designers or up-and-coming designers who are already sustainable and ethical that platform to be able to be up there with those luxury brands? So, did you guys say?
That's a heck of a question. I love this. I'll take it, team. Well, first, and we're speaking about this very briefly, but I do believe in the very near future, there is going to be a certification. There is going to be an alliance formed that makes big brands accountable. And it is such a necessary next step, and that will truly help both the big and smaller brands. What we see and have unfortunately seen a lot of, right? We all know what greenwashing is. We know that from a messaging standpoint, there isn't a lot of accountability. We are so new to this as humanity. We are so new to this that we just don't have the systems in place yet to hold big brands accountable. Even though, right, Amazon just put in $2 billion into their 2040 sustainability net zero emission efforts. Fantastic, right? How are they being held accountable there? So there are going to, I think in the next 5 to 10 years, we're going to start seeing committees forming. We're going to start seeing coalitions and alliances and certifications. And that's one thing already that United Nations Sustainability Goals is doing, and Vegan Fashion Week Ethical Luxury Summit is a part of that. We're partners with the United Nations 17 Sustainable Development Goals. And that's one way to really, especially being in the rooms when these decisions are being made, how we're going to be speaking to consumers about sustainability efforts. I always put a map of the Sustainable Development Goals and say, show me what we're meeting. Show me, point this out, message against it, tell me how this is working. And so I think not just from a certification and sort of overarching alliance forming to hold the accountability, it's also all of us holding brands, no matter how big and small, accountable as well and asking questions.
And buying or
Buying, voting with their dollars.
yes,
Voting.
swapping.
So I would say to the second question, there's definitely room for more brands. Brands come in and out of trends. Someone's leaving, someone's coming. You have to have the passion for it. You need to have something that makes it unique and different, something personal, something that tells a story. And in terms of getting it out there, just keep telling your story. You have to say it so many times, repeat it until people are listening. And even if you don't think people are listening yet, there are people listening. For example, I've been doing this for 4 years, and I'm still a small business. I still consider myself a small business. I celebrate every small win we have, from a single sale to somebody knowing my brand somewhere else in the US. And I just think that the longer you're trying, the more things you try, the more opportunity you will have.
Thank you. And I know you work with
Yes, no, but I kind of just wanted to add, I do think, like you were saying too, I think there's going to be a big change in the next 5 to 10 years on a bigger scale with brands needing certification, these big brands actually stepping up and taking responsibility. But on the consumer side, I feel like it's also a little bit like it is with food. Like people are being way more conscious about buying local and choosing the all organic options and things like that. And in the same way, people are becoming more conscious about maybe I should not buy that t-shirt. Like people are really starting to develop that part of their brain themselves. And I think with that, the higher demand, the more production with brands that are actually doing the right thing. And the problem with all this is always pricing. Like, it's more expensive, but the higher demand, the more competition, the lower the prices sometimes, and I think it's gonna happen naturally. I feel like it's going way faster now than it did 10 years ago. So, that's a win. We're going somewhere, and there's a lot of optimism in it, I think. But yeah, keep going if you have that. That's amazing. Congrats.
And surrounding yourself with this amazing community, I mean, this was such a powerful, 2 days that we had. Thank you all for making this happen, by your attendance, by your support, for your, sharing your insights. Like, these are how little changes actually come to fruition. So thank you all for your insights. And I just want to close this with saying that you all look so good, and I know you all are also doing so much good in this space. Even if you are just a buyer or a shopper, or you have your own ideas or anything like that. So this is a moment that may not happen anytime soon again. So I highly encourage you to look around you, say hi, connect, get each other's contact. You will be amazed at what comes out of these little conversations. And the friends you're gonna make. I know some of you, I just saw that made these little connections and friendships, and this is what's really like one of the most powerful things beyond all the insights you got and everything. So I hope that you get the chance to do that. I think our fashion show is about an hour. So you have 1 hour to make great connections, and that is very valuable. And again, thank you for your attention, for your support, and these little things mean a lot. Thank you all.